You're here because you're not average. I can tell. Average people don't search for ways to master their minds. Average people don't want to change, they stay stuck. But you're different. You're here because you feel it deep inside. You're capable of so much more. But let me ask you something. What if the key to unlocking your potential was already within you? What if you could take the principles of dark psychology, the very tools people use to manipulate and control, and turn them into weapons for your personal growth and success? I've been where you are. I remember sitting in my room, frustrated and tired of feeling powerless. I felt like life was just happening to me, like I had no control. And then I made a decision. I decided to dig deep, to study how people think, act, and influence, and to use that knowledge to change my life. That moment transformed everything. Now I want to share these strategies with you so you can take control of your life, not just survive, but thrive. Are you ready? Let's dive into 11 powerful ways to use dark psychology for positive change. Number 1, embrace self-awareness to understand your triggers. Imagine trying to solve a puzzle without knowing what the picture on the box looks like. That's what it's like to try to change your behavior without self-awareness. You can't fix what you don't understand, and self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. Start by observing yourself, your emotions, thoughts, and reactions to different situations. For example, think about the last time you felt angry or frustrated. What caused it? Was it something someone said? A personal failure? A memory from the past? By digging into these questions, you start to uncover the roots of your emotions. Journaling is a fantastic tool to help with this process. Take time each evening to jot down what happened during the day, how you felt, and why. Over time, you'll notice recurring patterns. Perhaps you'll see that criticism from others triggers feelings of inadequacy, or that you react defensively when someone challenges your ideas. Once you recognize these patterns, you gain power over them. Instead of reacting automatically, you can pause and choose a different response. For instance, if criticism triggers you, you can remind yourself that feedback is an opportunity to grow, not a personal attack. Self-awareness turns you into an active participant in your own life, rather than a passive reactor to external events. Number 2, reframe manipulative tactics as self-motivation tools. Manipulation gets a bad name, but at its core, it's simply about influencing behavior. The key is intent. When used to harm or control others, manipulation is destructive. But when used to inspire and motivate yourself, it becomes a tool for self-empowerment. Think about how marketers influence you to buy products. They create urgency, promise rewards, and appeal to your emotions. What if you use those same tactics to motivate yourself? For instance, set up a system of rewards for achieving your goals. If you've been procrastinating on a task, promise yourself a treat once it's done, like a favorite meal, a relaxing bath, or an episode of your favorite show. Deadlines are another powerful tool. Many people think they don't work well under pressure, but the truth is that urgency often fuels productivity. If a goal feels vague or distant, it's easy to put it off. Instead, set a specific deadline. For example, tell yourself, I will complete this task by 3 p.m. today, and then stick to it. You can also use visualization to create emotional momentum. Picture yourself succeeding. Feel the joy, pride, and satisfaction of achieving your goal. By reframing manipulation as a way to inspire yourself, you take control of your actions and build habits that drive you forward. Number 3, use the power of silence to master self-control. When was the last time you truly sat in silence? Not just the absence of noise, but the absence of distraction. No phone, no TV, no music, just you and your thoughts. Silence can feel uncomfortable and even intimidating, but it's also incredibly powerful. In our fast-paced world, silence forces you to confront the things you often avoid, your fears, doubts, and unanswered questions. It's in this quiet space that you can reflect deeply on your life. Ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my values? Are my actions taking me closer to my goals, or am I sabotaging myself? Start small by setting aside 5 to 10 minutes a day for silence. Sit in a comfortable place, close your eyes, and let your thoughts flow. Don't judge them or try to control them, just observe. Over time, this practice will help you develop clarity and focus. Silence also teaches patience and self-control. For example, in a heated argument, pausing before you speak allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. In moments of temptation, silence gives you the space to consider the long-term consequences of your choices. Mastering silence isn't just about finding peace. It's about gaining control over your mind and actions. Number 4, leverage reverse psychology to break through excuses. We've all been there. You know what you should do, but you find yourself making excuses. Maybe it's exercising, starting a new project, or having a difficult conversation. Excuses are comforting because they let you avoid discomfort, but they also keep you stuck. Here's where reverse psychology comes in. Instead of pushing yourself to do something, give yourself permission not to. For example, say to yourself, "Fine, don't exercise today. Stay exactly as you are." Let that thought linger. For many people, this triggers a sense of defiance. You might think, "No, I don't want to stay stuck. I want to improve." Reverse psychology works because it plays on your natural resistance to being told what to do, even when you're the one doing the telling. It creates a mental shift that motivates you to take action. You can also use this technique to reframe challenges. If a task feels overwhelming, tell yourself, "I'll just do the first step and stop if I want to." Often, once you get started, you build momentum and keep going. Reverse psychology helps you push past excuses and take that critical first step toward progress. Number 5, tap into emotional intelligence to strengthen relationships. One of the core ideas in dark psychology is understanding and influencing people's emotions. While this is often used for manipulation, it can also be a tool for connection. Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions, is key to building strong, meaningful relationships. Start by observing others closely. Pay attention to their body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. For example, if a friend seems distant, look for subtle cues like avoiding eye contact or speaking in a quieter tone. Instead of assuming or reacting, ask them how they're feeling. Active listening is another essential skill. When someone shares their thoughts or feelings, resist the urge to interrupt or offer advice immediately. Instead, focus on truly understanding what they're saying. Use phrases like, "That sounds really challenging," or "I can see why you feel that way," to show empathy. By tuning into others' emotions, you create a sense of trust and connection. This doesn't mean you need to agree with everything someone says or does. It means showing that you care enough to understand their perspective. Strong relationships aren't built on control. They're built on mutual respect and understanding. Number 6, take control of your narrative using perception management. The way people see you isn't entirely out of your control. In fact, you have the power to shape your own narrative. Think about it. How often do we let others' opinions or assumptions define us? Waiting for someone else to validate your worth is a losing game. You have to take control of how you're perceived by showing up as the version of yourself you want others to see. Start with confidence. Speak clearly and assertively. When you talk about yourself, focus on your strengths and accomplishments rather than downplaying them. For instance, instead of saying, "I'm trying to be good at this," say, "I'm improving every day and getting better at this." Confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about believing in yourself and showing that belief to the world. Setting boundaries is another key aspect of perception management. If someone oversteps your limits, calmly but firmly let them know. For example, if a coworker tries to take credit for your work, you might say, "I appreciate your input, but this was my project." Boundaries don't just protect your energy, they show others that you value yourself. Remember, perception management isn't about being fake or pretending to be something you're not. It's about stepping into your authentic power and projecting your true self with intention. When you control your narrative, you stop being at the mercy of others' opinions and start living on your own terms. Number 7, use anchoring to build positive habits. Anchoring is a psychological tool that links a specific action, thought, or feeling to a trigger. It's like programming your mind to respond a certain way automatically. The beauty of anchoring is that you can use it to create habits that pull you toward positivity and strength. For instance, let's say you often feel overwhelmed or stressed. You can create an anchor to ground yourself in those moments. Every time you feel stress building up, take a deep breath and say to yourself, "I've got this." With repetition, this simple action will become automatic. The moment stress hits, your brain will associate it with the calming effect of your anchor, helping you regain control. Anchors can also be tied to physical actions. Maybe you decide to touch your wrist lightly whenever you feel doubt creeping in. Pair this action with a positive affirmation like, "I am capable." And over time, it will become a powerful tool to shift your mindset. You can even use anchors to reinforce positive behaviors. For example, if you're trying to exercise more, play a specific song before each workout. Over time, hearing that song will trigger motivation, making it easier to stick to your routine. By using anchoring intentionally, you build habits that work for you, not against you. Number 8, recognize the power of fear and flip it. Fear is one of the most potent emotions we experience. It can either paralyze you or propel you forward. The choice is yours. Most people let fear hold them back, but you don't have to be like most people. You can learn to harness fear as a tool for growth. Think about the last time you felt truly afraid. Maybe it was before a big presentation, a tough conversation, or a major life decision. Fear signals that you're stepping into the unknown, which is where growth happens. Instead of running from fear, lean into it. Tell yourself, fear means I'm growing. This simple shift in perspective can transform how you approach challenges. For example, I once felt terrified before starting a major project. The fear was so intense that I considered backing out, but instead of letting it stop me, I used it as motivation. I told myself, if I'm this scared, it must mean this project is important. That mindset pushed me forward, and the experience became a turning point in my life. The next time you feel fear, pause and thank it. Recognize it as a sign that you're on the right path. By flipping your perspective on fear, you turn what once held you back into the fuel that propels you forward. Number 9, practice mirroring to influence yourself positively. Mirroring is the subconscious act of reflecting the behaviors, attitudes, or emotions of those around us. It's often used to build rapport with others, but it can also be a powerful tool for personal growth. The idea is simple. Surround yourself with the right influences, and you'll naturally begin to mirror them. Start by evaluating the people you spend the most time with. Are they supportive, driven, and inspiring, or do they drain your energy and reinforce negative habits? If it's the latter, it's time to make a change. Seek out people who challenge you to be better, whether it's through friendships, mentorships, or online communities. But what if you don't have those people in your life right now? That's where self-mirroring comes in. Visualize the future version of yourself, the person you want to become. How does that version of you think, act, and feel? Start mirroring those traits in your daily life. For example, if your future self is confident and disciplined, practice standing tall, speaking clearly, and sticking to your commitments. By mirroring positivity, whether from others or from your ideal self, you create a feedback loop that reinforces growth. Over time, these behaviors become second nature, shaping you into the person you aspire to be. Number 10, create mental boundaries to guard your energy. Have you ever felt completely drained after interacting with someone? Maybe it was a toxic friend, a demanding boss, or even your own inner critic. That's because your energy is a finite resource, and if you don't guard it, others will deplete it. Creating mental boundaries is essential for protecting your well-being. Start by visualizing a shield around you, an invisible barrier that blocks negativity and protects your inner peace. This isn't just a mental exercise. It's a powerful reminder that you have control over what you allow into your life. Learning to say no is another critical part of guarding your energy. It can be uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to putting others' needs before your own. But saying no isn't selfish, it's self-care. For example, if a colleague asks you to take on extra work when you're already stretched thin, politely but firmly decline. Protecting your time and energy allows you to focus on what truly matters. Remember, your mind is your greatest treasure. Treat it with the same care and respect you would a priceless artifact. When you prioritize your mental boundaries, you create a space where growth and positivity can flourish. Number 11, turn persuasion skills inward to unlock your potential. Persuasion is often seen as an outward skill, something you use to convince others. But what if you turned that skill inward? The way you talk to yourself has a profound impact on your actions and beliefs. By persuading yourself to believe in your potential, you unlock the door to limitless possibilities. Start by examining your inner dialogue. Is it encouraging or critical? For example, when faced with a challenge, do you think, "I'll never figure this out," or "I have what it takes to solve this"? Negative self-talk can sabotage even the best intentions, so it's crucial to replace it with affirming messages. Talk to yourself like you would a best friend. Remind yourself of your strengths and achievements. For instance, if you're feeling doubtful, say, "I've overcome challenges before, and I can do it again." Over time, this positive self-persuasion rewires your brain, making confidence and resilience your default mindset. You can also use visualization to reinforce your self-belief. Picture yourself succeeding, whether it's acing a presentation, reaching a fitness goal, or building a thriving relationship. Pair this visualization with affirmations like, "I am capable," or "I am worthy of success." When you master the art of persuading yourself, you stop being your own worst critic and become your greatest advocate. The results? A life filled with confidence, purpose, and achievement. You've made it this far, and let me tell you something. Most people wouldn't even bother. But you? You've stuck with this because you're ready to take control of your life and shape it on your own terms. That's a mindset that will separate you from the rest of the crowd. So here's the thing. The knowledge I've shared with you today, the strategies, the tools, they're not just for playing mind games with others. They're for transforming your own life, for using dark psychology to drive positive change within yourself. It's about becoming the best version of you, not for anyone else, but for you. I know. You might be feeling a little overwhelmed, thinking, can I really do this? Can I change the way I think and behave that much? The answer is yes. This is about starting small. It's about being aware of your thoughts, taking control of your emotions, and consciously deciding who you want to become. The greatest part? This journey starts with one decision, one shift in mindset. I've been in your shoes, doubting myself, feeling stuck, like I didn't have what it took to change. But I've seen firsthand how taking control of your mind can completely turn things around. You have the power to reshape your reality. You have the power to create the life you've always wanted, starting today. But here's the deal. This is only the beginning. You need to make a choice. Are you going to walk away from this video thinking it's just another motivational pep talk? Or are you going to commit to applying these strategies in your life? The choice is yours. But I can tell you this, if you do choose to apply these principles, if you truly commit to changing your mindset, your future will look drastically different. So take action. Don't wait for the right time, because that time never comes. Start now. Whether it's being more aware of your emotions, taking control of your narrative, or using your new persuasion skills, every step you take will move you closer to the person you want to become. I believe in you. Now it's time to believe in yourself. You're not average, and you never will be. You're capable of greatness, but you have to put in the work. If you're ready to take that next step, subscribe, like this video, and let's continue this journey together. I want you to come back and tell me how you used these strategies to change your life, because I know you can, and I want to be there every step of the way. Remember, the most powerful thing you can do right now is decide to change. And trust me, there's no looking back once you do. You're not just watching this video, you're on the path to becoming unstoppable. So let's go. It's time to show the world just how powerful you really are.